The next line, total quizzes is, then we can use student dot sum and L, and finally average is student dot average, semicolon. Then we need to, since the declaration of sum and average is double type, let's fix the value of the decimal places into 3 decimal places. So we're going to make use of cout, fix, and then we have set precision, parenthesis 3. Okay, so again, if you're going to take a look at this one, the member F name, last name, and middle initial are just like a simple variable within a structure. But when it comes to quiz, that's already array in a structure. So we declare an array within a structure definition. So if we're going to run and execute the code, what will happen is enter your first name, Gloren, your last name, Fuentes. My middle initial is S. Then the program will ask for quiz number 1. So let's say, for example, 75, 78, and 90. So it will, let's just use the calculator. Okay, so 75 plus 78 plus 90, 243 divided by 3 equals 81. So right after we input those 3 quizzes, output will become Floren S. Fuentes, total quizzes is 243, and the average is 81%. Now, let's have array of structure. So, array within a structure is not the same thing as array with structure. When you say array of structure, it's already created as a records. So, if you are aware of a database type, there is certain fields like first name, last name, course grade, test score, prog score, and GPA. And there are one or more than one records of students within a structure. So, here, we declare this illustration is a declaration of a structured name student type, and we declare a single student. So earlier, we just have one first name, one value for last name, one value for course grade, test score, prog score, and GPA. But this time, we're going to make it an array of structure. So let's say, for example, I want to input first Gloren here and populate season. For example, the course grade is B, test score value is 89 and 88. Then, for example, the GPA is 88.5. Then, another record, for example, Mike, and then we have Velasco. For example, the course grade is A, and then I have the test score of 99 and 85, for example. Let's say, for example, the GPA is 87. For example, the GPA is 95.25. So if you're going to take a look at the student, object student contains already 2 values, not only a single value. So this is not anymore a single structure, but this is already an array of structure. So how are we going to do that? So let's go back to our code. So instead of defining only one single student, so we're going to make it with a subscript. So in this case, it's already array of structure. Then for example, I want to make, for example, 3 records. So I'm going to put 3. So that means I'm going to create 3 records. For example, Fuentes, Velasco, and Santos. So that's 3 records of students. So let's just revise this code first. So let's just omit first the quiz again, and the middle initial, the sum, and the average. So let's do again our example previously, the first name, the last name, the course grade, test score, prog score, and the GPA. So here I'm going to declare car, and then C grade for the course grade. Next is T-score, sorry. So this one is double T-score. And then the other one is double P-score. And then the last one is GPA. So again, double GPA, semicolon. So I want, for example, 3 students. So I make use of 3 here, or instead, I'm going to deal with const int size equals 3. So if that is the case, you change 3 here to size. Okay. Const may be a global declaration, or const may be a local declaration, since we are just using the main program. Okay. So again, we're going to ask the user to enter the first name, the last name. Let's omit this portion. Okay. Then again, after that, let's ask also the user to enter test score. Then cin student dot T-score. Next is enter programming score. Cin student dot T-score, semicolon. Okay. And then after first name, T-score, P-score. Okay. So now, this syntax is considered as a single structure, but since we're talking about an array of structure, so we need to put all these inputs within the looping statement. So I'm going to create a looping statement here. So for again, and then let's declare, since we already declare I here as a global declaration, so I'm going to put for I is equals to 0 again. I is less than size, and then I plus plus, begin and end. So in this case, I'm going to put this, cut this, and put it within the for loop statement. And we need to revise some portion of the code. So since we're going to accept 3 students, so we're going to change student. From student only, we need to use a subscript and put I. Okay, so since this is an array of structure, so we're going to put an I, subscript I. Okay, so here we're going to accept more than, okay, more than 1 record of students. Next, after performing that, so let's have, since this is for the input, let's have another for loop for the process. So let's have, so again, this is for the input. So for the input, we need to have the last name, the first name, the last name, the test score, and the prog score. Course grade will be computed based on the GPA. So we're going to compute for the GPA and for the course grade. Okay. So what are we going to do now here is, we're going to compute for the GPA and for the course grade. So again, student dot GPA, sorry, student subscript I dot GPA equals. So this becomes student subscript I dot, sorry, student subscript I dot T-score plus student subscript I dot T-score, semicolon. Okay, so if the student is the first student, that's position 0. Whatever the value of the test score and the prog score of the first record will be added and assigned on the first record of the GPA. Then, Next is, I'm going to test if the GPA is greater than or equals to 90, greater than or equals to 80, greater than or equals to 70, and greater than or equals to 60. So again, if student subscript I dot GPA is greater than or equals to 90, then we're going to assign student subscript I with the course grade equals to A. Else, if, let's just copy this one. So if student is greater than 80, then the value of course grade is B.